Hello and welcome to AXIBirds, and thanks for stopping by. In this video I'll add some upgrades to my AX24. But there's a little background story to it. You know, as this crawler came out, almost some weeks later, Hexes releases the TRX4 M series. And Injora jumped on the train. And after months of hearing that there was a new release for the M's, I gave up my attention for new AX parts. Also, the issue is that the AX24 is the same in many components compared to the SCX4, but it's quite different in the details. It looks as if this car uses the two front axles from the SCX, but this isn't so. And for this reason, I don't have metal axles yet. I had done some upgrades, like the servos, the steering linkages, the diff covers and the wheels. For sure, the motor and the gears, but that was the end of the line. And even the servo mounts are slightly different to the ones on the AX24. The mounting points of the linkages are sitting a few millimeters inwards. In the last weeks I was on a search for the upper linkages of the suspension for my BT01 from Tamiya. I had the idea to use Injora linkages, but this is another story. At the end of the day I saw that Injora already had released parts for the AX24 and I ordered metal drive shafts, high clearance linkages and oil fill shocks. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Some building steps are repeating in the process. So for example, I might show the construction of one link and do the other three off cam. You find a sample of each crucial step in the video, so you should get the idea of each step. But there's no sense in boring you with the repeating. Have fun with this video! I start with the drive shafts, and for this, and as well for the other works, I put off the body, and I have to get access to the screws, and unfortunately I cannot move the wheels.
Oil-filled shocks, power surge, high clearance links, never purge.
This thing has a better access because here I can see the screw, and here too, and here I will see how I get to the screw. It ain't so easy as it looks. I put some extra screws into the kit. This is nice. Always great to have some spare. And I start with the short one.
Adding weight, perfect clash, lower point of gravity crash, axial strikes, Injora screams.
They are a little bit stuck. I don't think I will use these drive shafts again, but I like to keep everything in place, and if I might then use again, I have the screws in place. Just a little bit grease to get the drive shaft smooth, not too much like I'm using in my gears. And for the new screws, because they are metal on metal, I use a little bit of this threadlock gear.
Hold the line, dominating, all that's mine. Precision crafted, apex might, destruction trails in the night.
The second one is a little bit more complicated, and I don't want to unscrew the gearbox. Maybe I can solve this if I remove the side plate. Yeah, this should work. That's not good. I don't know if you can see this, the head got off, but the body, don't know the word, of the screw still works, so this should go good. And I try to glue with a thread lock the head in. Precision crafted, apex might, destruction
crushing all, break the chains, tearing through, no one remains. Steel and speed, brute, lions, axial.
Beside the damage, it works. And unfortunately, this isn't good, because I already mentioned that I do another upgrade on this car this year, and therefore I have to remove this. But I'll get later to it. You find me a little bit confused, but I think this will work somehow. The next step on my agenda are the high clearance linkages, and therefore you got... I open it up. Here are the linkages. This is very obvious which is which. The shorter ones are the upper ones, and these are the lower linkages. And for the upper ones, you got a bag with angled eye parts.
Lower point of gravity, crash, axial strikes, enjoy screams. Together they ride bursting dreams.
These are for the upper ones, because you first have to go inwards and then straighten it up to here. I also remove the wheels to get a better access for these upper ones. And like I said before, I do a upper linkage and a lower linkage, install them, and then do the rest off camera. There's no thread lock needed, because we have here metal going into plastic. These I have a big hole and a small hole.
Together they ride bursting dreams. Crushing all, break the chains, tearing through, no one remains.
Keep an eye on getting the right alignment.
Axial, endure our ruthless accomplices.
Here's a little lock nut, which has to be removed or held by pliers. Oh, I forgot the balls.
All that's mine, precision crafted, apex might.
Oh, that's nice. These balls are threaded.
Carnage road built to last, ruthless path, ripping fast to our plans, one fierce war. No retreat, hear the roar. Crushing all, break the chain.
Unfortunately, this isn't so nice here. These balls are made for the former servo mounts, and my servo mounts has some thread into here too. So I have to find the point where the screw gets out on the other side and then put it right onto the servo mount. It might be a little fiddly, but I hope it will work. I have to remove the shock too.
Shocks, power surge, high clearance links, never purge, metal drive shafts, twisted steel, performance upgrades, feel the thrill.
And as I said before, I do the rest off cam.
Break the chains, tearing through, no one remains.
So the second part is done. Now it's time for the oil-filled shocks. So these are the oil-filled shocks. The shocks are already done, but have no oil in there. I feared this. They give you this bottom part, so I have to ensure there's always some tension on the springs, and this bottom part won't come out or off. They also give you some tools and further springs. They don't say what springs they are. They only say that you can adjust the shocks. Hard to say, but I think they are a little bit stiffer.
Axial strikes, axial strikes.
I choose these here.
Bursting dreams.
There's a little bit of oil in there. I use this Traxxas oil, which is very soft. And keep an eye on that the shocks aren't filled completely. You put too much pressure on them and then they might get damaged. And they also have these classical balls with the rubbers, screws, spacers. Okay, so I built up one and the rest of chem. Too much. Just a short test. If you feel some resistance, as the piston is moving upwards, stop and don't press against this force. But this looks nice for me. There are two different sizes of spacers. I'm not sure if they're really necessary, but I first try the thicker one. This is a little bit fiddly, but from here
Twisted steel, performance upgrades, feel the thrill.
it seems that there isn't enough space for a spacer. Better try the thinner one. I think I removed the spacer and also the outer rubber, which really isn't needed. I do this off cam. This is much easier for me. And you already had seen as I put on the chock with the spacer, which is from the principle the same. Before I show you the finished result, I'd like to show you one thing. There are two kinds of balls. This is the one with two edges. I put this at the top of the shock mount. It needs two rubbers or O-rings, and there's the second ball, which has only one edge, and this has only one edge, and here it's open. This is why I lost the O-ring here, and I put this on the lower side of the spring and with the O-ring towards the chassis. So it will be screwed here and has some adjustment by the rubber, and you need no spacer on the AX24. And here it is. Right now the shocks are very stiff, but also very smooth. I will see in the run if I like to change this. And here you see that there is no O-ring, and the other O-ring is here. Yeah, you can see it. And no spacer, because this is really tight. And I don't want to use the shock as a limiter for the steering. And here, hard to see, there are two rings. So here we are. I thank you for watching. If you got some questions, the comment section is yours. And as always, please like, share and subscribe. This really helped me out. See you soon on RC Birds.
birds flying high, cars and more in inches glide. From cold it's slow to speed runs fast, moments building, memories last.